We look at the news through a horror lens. We lens news through horror. We horror news. Welcome to the Lost at Home podcast. My name is Scott.
And I'm Santa Claus.
You motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm Jeremiah, everybody. I'm Jeremiah. How you doing?
Yeah, we just talked about that. I'm not allowed to do Santa Claus until what I think, because I got no answer, is July.
Yeah. Well, I feel like July is halfway to Santa, halfway to Christmas.
Christmas in July. That's a big thing.
Oh, by the way, we are essentially at the halfway to Halloween mark. We're actually a little past it.
Little past.
We should probably do a little late halfway to Halloween episode at some point. Maybe a halfway plus 1 month to Halloween, and maybe both of us come to the table with a couple of movies, not like we used to do, but like have a little bit of a horror fun thing. Because hey, we're the Lost at Home podcast, and we like to talk about weird news and whatnot, but we also like to spit some little horror nuggets in there, and we like to, make some stories out of our, stories.
All right. Well, speaking of horror, have you been gooning since 2020 as much as I have? I've just been gooning every fucking day.
Gooning?
Just gooning machine.
This is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I like the Goonies. Does it have anything to do with the Goonies? I don't know what gooning is.
Oh my god, I hope not.
What is gooning?
I hope not.
Is gooning, have anything to do with gaping assholes?
It could.
I feel like G is gape and then double O. Like you're both like two friends pulling their assholes out and like putting to each other, and you see which one has enough suction to pull the other one in, like two suction cups.
Oh, like the one that prolapses first into the other person.
Oh, and this is getting too much into like how
it's like docking but with assholes.
And
prolapses.
So it does actually have there is a term for that, because we have gone so far down the rabbit holes in our travels. I believe what they call that is a very delicate term for a prolapse is a rose.
Oh,
so when people intentionally pull their assholes out, they prolapse, and then they rub their roses together. It's I can't remember what they call it, but it is they mash their prolapsed assholes together.
Huh.
I've seen it.
I've seen it.
I've seen it.
Okay, I
did not mean to see it. I thought it was just watching a clam jam, and I
thought I was watching the Rose Bowl.
I was just gonna say I thought I was watching a clam jam, and I ended up watching the Rose Bowl. But did I turn it off immediately? I wanted to see where it went. Okay, but. I will say I was not necessarily aroused by it, but to each their own. I love it that these two women were having a great time smashing their prolapsed assholes together, wondering what life decisions led them to being able to immediately prolapse your asshole on command. That is an art. I love it.
I hope they had some sugar packets.
Beautiful. But it is apparently
tuck all that luggage back into its storage containers.
They're roses. People are like, it's not a prolapsed asshole. That sounds gross. Don't talk about my rose that way. Anyway.
Gooning is a lot like edging. Edging's where you get really close to orgasm and you stop.
Yeah, ruined orgasm, edging. Yeah, of course.
Gooning is where you get about 90% orgasming, like a little less than edging.
I like a fucking like a fucking pop meter, and it's just like oh no. I always picture
like
that
decibel levels.
Like a video game or something where you're just like it's getting up to the close.
But you
overheating a gun, you
hit like 90%, and then you back off, and then you just keep doing that for 20 hours, say. Gooning is committing. You can have a goon cave where you basically set yourself up ahead of time with snacks and liquids and porn, and you just kind of put yourself in your goon cave. You can also have goon parties where you invite friends over and you all goon together. Just fucking gooning all day, all night, every day. Good lose my job. Gonna lose my family. Gonna goon my job. Gonna goon my family.
I'm gonna put an empty promise in here while you continue talking. I do want to make a song about Goonin.
I actually have not I have not actually ever gooned, but I don't have
the patience to goon.
Oh, I find the idea ridiculous, insane. It can be done by either gender, by the way.
Well, of course.
And
everybody can masturbate. Everybody can edge.
I just find the commitment, like, people are like, I gooned for 20 hours. Like, so you slept for 4 and didn't work or anything. No. Anything.
Here's the thing. Okay, I love masturbation as much as the next person, but at the end of the day, it's sort of like cooking or eating, where I'm just like, okay, there's a sustenance aspect to it. You're like, I gotta do this, but at the same time, I really enjoy doing this, so I want to do it right, and I want to do it the right way. But also, I don't want to eat for 20 hours because that's gluttony.
Yeah,
you know,
or cook for 20 hours because that's just ruining food.
Well, yeah, unless you're just sitting outside on the porch drinking a beer, smoking things. That's not cooking. That's watching something.
Totally gooning this chili.
Yeah,
just gonna let it sit here and not quite get done. Yeah, but simmer it for 20
hours. And it's like it gets close to boiling. And you're like, I don't
gotta goon this down.
So.
Gotta goon it down.
Gotta goon this down. Simmer your fucking nuts, baby. Yeah, Put them nuts on simmer, boys. And I'm gonna make a song called Goonin.
Yeah, Goonin.
Not for this episode.
It needs to be like because it's like a slow thing. It needs to be like a slow jam.
Oh, you think so?
Like a slow R&B, like been goonin'. Goonin' all night, country song.
Oh,
goonin' all night, goonin' all day, sitting in my truck, goonin' the parking lot.
I feel we could have a Goonin'
Arby's.
Now that's what I call Goonin', like a CD where it's just all songs about Goonin' and different genres.
Change normal songs to Goonin', and that's what I call Goonin'.
Okay, here we go.
That's an easy one too, because you can literally just change the lyrics.
What I call, sorry everybody, I'm writing notes down.
That's what I call Goonin'.
That's what I call Goonin', with that fucking cheesy little star wipe cover. Yeah. All right.
Get a bucket and a mop for this hot ass Goonin'.
Actually, you can change
WAP into Goonin' and make it no more or less sexual.
I was say, make like a PG song instead. Yeah.
Jingle goons.
I don't know. Did I ever show you?
Goonin' all the way.
Oh yeah. So there we go. Yeah. So we definitely want to have a Goonin' Christmas.
Oh, you cover you cover the whole year. Like find a song from every season.
Just look exactly. So instead of we have that's what I call Goonin', but then we have it's a Goonin' Christmas, and we just have all Christmas songs about Goonin'.
Goonin' mash. Yeah. A Goonin' mash. It was a Goonin' smash. A Goonin' mash.
You mash the goons together. They mash their booze together.
The mummy in the cemetery was gooning one night, and then he found himself in quite the fright. He was gooning for 20 hours, lost some dust, and now he's a pile of rags. He barely bust.
He likes to goon. He does the mummy goon. He does the goon.
Yeah, see, we can do a whole.
He wish he got some poon. He got a goon.
We could do a whole. I like it. I like your version of it. You got like bop, like goon. Goon, doopy dippy dop doo, goon, dippy doppy dop, goon, that goon. One of our brothers just gooned too early. You can hear he just came fucking loose there. We're still gooning. Goon.
Yeah. That's the follow-up album, Still Goonin'.
We need one more person so you can sing as a trio, but one person keeps dropping out as they fail their goon.
Oh, yeah. And they goon themselves to death, so the next album cover is just the two brothers next to a gravestone that says, died goonin', and it's just them doing a fucking, I'll goon for you. I'll goon for you.
I gotta find Gotta find like the worst songs too to throw in there too, not just the holiday classics.
We are titling this one Goonin', by the way.
Yeah.
I just started titling. All right, title.
Goon my life in 2 pieces. This is my last goon. Goonication.
Everything I goon it for you.
Goon it for goon. Really double down on it.
It gets ridiculous at all. Yeah, the Goon dolls. All right. Anyway, enough gooning. Let's talk goofing.
All right. Well, you mentioned at the top of the show about horror and how we want to do a halfway to Halloween. Just to make sure everyone here who listened to last week's show, we did go see Evil Dead Rise.
That's right.
Evil Dead 4 for people who are purists like myself.
Yes, we so happy with it. Myself.
Fucking loved it.
My sister saw it Saturday, and she was like, I don't know about like spending hour and a half, 2 hours in the theater during the middle of the day, but I got to go see it because I couldn't see it last night. I'm like, go see it. She was texting me during the movie. She's like, holy fucking shit, this movie's so fucking good.
It's one of the better horror movies in a while.
Absolutely. I will say it. And you've seen this movie, and I have not. But it is by the same director that did Hole in the Ground, which is a completely different...
Hole in the Ground is amazing.
Which is a great movie, but it's a completely, as he said, Hole in the Ground is a whisper on the back of your neck. Evil Dead Rise is just batshit. And the fact that he did so well when a $2.5 million budget for Hole in the Ground, which is like real slow burn.
They're practically polar opposites in film,
but I'm so excited for that, for Lee Cronin is a director and writer of Evil Dead Rise.
I told you when I watched Hole in the Ground like 3 years ago, you should watch it.
No, and it's been on my list because I love changeling movies, I love Irish, anything that happens, so it's been on my list forever.
I like holes, I like ground.
I like ground, I like children.
Goonin.
but yeah, any Goonin in that movie? Pass.
Just a hole in the ground in the backyard. Like, what's going on there? Some guy Goonin.
Yeah, this guy Goonin in the ground.
Fucking leave. The hole's like not even 3 feet deep. You can totally see him doing it.
little water. I'm really gooning myself dry down here. But so hole in the ground.
I'm gooning for rain. This is my goonin rain dance.
I'm gonna check it out. It's top of my list now because I do love the fact that the guy has this versatility. He's relatively new to the. He's been making movies for a while, but like new
made
to
two
actually
great
like
movies.
These are the two like full movies he's made. And the fact that Sam Raimi, I listened to an interview on Mick Garris's podcast called Postmortem, which I listen to all the time. Great horror podcast. The guy has so much cred in the industry, so he has access to amazing people. Interviewed Lee Cronin the other day, or I guess probably a couple of weeks ago, and had a great interview with him. So if you like Evil Dead Rise, or even if you haven't seen it, you listen to this. I would recommend seeing the movie first. There aren't any spoilers in the interview, but he does have some great insight on like his process and also just how excited he was and how the whole thing came together and how Sam Raimi has such a vision where he just happened to meet him one time, not even about Evil Dead, and the guy at the end of the interview was finally like, I gotta bring up Evil Dead at some point, and he's like, so what are your plans with Evil Dead? So what are your plans with Evil Dead? He says, and then he's like, I'd really like to do something with it, but we just don't have anything. Hey, if you have any ideas, reach out. He's like, well, I gotta catch a plane back to Dublin, but I will let you know, and they just got in touch, and he's like, here's my idea, I want to go a different direction. He says, me too. Hashtag me too. We don't want to fucking. Well, we don't want to rehash the same stuff. We want to like keep the spirit of it alive, but we want to go with something new. And I think personally, that's exactly what they did.
I have a friend on Facebook who saw it and hated it, and he goes, putting it in such a tightly constrained setting as an apartment building. Kind of ruined it for me. I really wanted like a cabin, woodsy type atmosphere, and I was the cabin in the woods it's been done 5 times already.
Watch every other one,
and this is no more constrained than the cabin because it just took place in a tiny cabin.
And actually, it's technically less isolated. They're in the middle of a city, and like it's just they happen to be isolated. And I don't want to ruin it for anybody. They do get isolated for a reason where they can't get out, but it is like in. Yeah, okay, there's not the woods, but you can't get anywhere in the woods. Like, if at least in the cabin in the woods, you can get outside and go. Like, you just
run through the woods forever until you get to something, a highway. Yeah, there's no getting out of this.
Yeah, but this is like there's a reason people can't get out. I personally like
the claustrophobic feel.
Yes, I totally get where people. Also, the guy was bringing up a good point. He's like, in all these other movies, you go to the evil and you see this.
They
and
come to it,
and then you're like, oh, so I go and I find this knife, and I'm going to pick up that knife and I'm going to use it. Whereas like he's like, I wanted to bring this home like an invasion movie essentially, but also like the knife you're stabbing the deadite with or getting stabbed with is the same knife you cut vegetables with for 10 years. Like he's like, you want this home feel where it feels like it's encroaching on you as opposed to you going to it. To me, also. Probably the best title card.
The Deadites came to you more or less.
Yes, and the best title card in a long time that I've seen. That title card. I think
the last title card I liked that much, and it wasn't even as good, was Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in the Woods is great.
Just because it was that very chill scene with the two guys riding the little golf cart in the hallway, and it's like boom on the screen. It was very shocking.
Yeah, there's also a 1970s.
I love big title cards.
A 1970s Australian obscure vampire movie called Thirst that has one of the best like still frame, freeze frame, like 70s grit fucking title cards ever. I'll at some point I'll
where it does the title freezes on a instant frame, and then at the bottom it probably says MGM, blah blah blah.
And then the X, you know, like so it's like woman. I think he like sits up and there's like a like a color overlay, and it's just in giant letters, Thirst on the screen, and just
I'm a huge fan of those dumb giant title cards.
Just giant, fill up the screen, block
especially
letters,
when they stop and the action freeze, and just hit.
Yeah. Another one that did that really well is House of the Devil. It wasn't the intro title card, but like the beginning when they were doing the intro credits, she'd walk and then it'd be a freeze frame, and then they'd put the credits, and then they'd like let her continue a little bit, but it would be that blurry, like grainy kind of quality. I mean, Ty West is a fucking genius. I didn't think he could beat House of the Devil until he came out with every other movie he's ever come out with. So, X and Pearl, for those of you who aren't like too familiar with Ty West.
Oh, and Maya Goth is going to play Lilith in the new Marvel movie Blade.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, which is R-rated, by the way.
Yeah, not to be confused with the TV show Blade, which was just scrapped. Yeah.
First Marvel movie that's R-rated that's in continuity.
Okay, that's sweet. Nice.
And Maya Goth will play the villain Lilith.
Yeah, I'm in for that. Yeah, she's fucking dope. I don't know if you ever saw Infinity Pool, but she's fucking nuts. I
haven't yet.
She's more nuts. I think she's more nuts than she is in X and Pearl in that one. Okay. She's amazing.
I still haven't seen Pearl.
Oh, really? Pearl's the better of the two.
It isn't out on streaming unless you want to buy it at the moment. So I've been waiting for it to hit some service.
It'll hit the same one that it hit before, whatever. So yeah, check it out, everybody. X, Pearl, Infinity Pool, Evil Dead Rise, every horror movie, Soft and Quiet. One I saw that fucked me up. That's a weird one. Fuck it. Actually, I wouldn't recommend that to anybody, although it was amazing.
I watched it last night.
It fucked me up.
I walked away kind of just thinking, at the end. It
was a snuff film.
I won't give anything away because I didn't know anything going in, so I won't give anything away. But the people who I wanted to see die in it, not one of them did.
That's the point.
And it made me very angry.
That's the point.
So that was my emotion when I left. It was
the point is it was essentially a hate crime snuff film. They shot it over 4 days. They shot. It was all one take. So
maybe two. There was one scene that looked like a cut.
So what they did is they did there was no obvious cuts. What they do is they do the panning around.
Yeah.
They shot 4 one takes and they cut the best parts.
I could see what I thought were 1 or 2 cuts, but not obvious cuts.
Yeah. So they either way, those people had to endure shooting that movie for 95 minutes in a row over 4 nights in a row. And actually what they did is by the time it was done, it was shrunk by like a certain number of minutes because they knew the compression of daytime. So they're like, we have to actually compress it a little bit because we need all the lighting to match. It was really amazing. But like to me, the point is it shouldn't be satisfying. It's not supposed to be. Although the end does get a little satisfying because
I know
there is going to be some, but the whole thing is like anxiety driven. It's real time.
It's one of those movies like Happy Games. What the fuck was it?
Funny Games.
Funny Games.
Yeah, it's actually very similar to
that. It felt like that, but I like that better.
Oh, well, I think I probably like that better too. I think it's like I like the message,
but the art of shooting it was astounding. I watched those scenes.
The thing about Soft and Quiet is that the thing that got me about it is at the end of it, I was wondering like, does this even have any merit? Because it essentially felt like a snuff film. I'm like, does it even have a message other than the fact that there's so much of this hate happening now?
I wasn't sure if it was made for people I hate or people like me.
It's definitely made for us, especially
I feel like the wrong people could watch it and be like, "That was so funny."
Yeah, and love it. Well, no, exactly. Be like, "Oh, we should do this." No, that's the thing. It feels very snuff filmy. Like somebody's just there, fly on the wall.
Yeah,
like witnessing a hate crime, which actually apparently is like what is an American Crime is another one that's like that, which I've not seen. But
that was my only issue. Is I think I like seeing the bad guy lose.
Well, yeah, dude, you don't even get the point of the movie.
I know.
The point of the movie is the bad guys don't lose. We live in a society where the fucking bad guys don't lose. The bad guys become president.
No, it was
Those people become president.
It was a really good movie, but I think when I finished watching it, I didn't know how to react, and I wouldn't think I would recommend it to many people because it's fucked up.
Oh, no, exactly. No, that's why I would say, like, the thing that reminded me of, like, Speak No Evil, where there's no, it's bleak. There's no positive. Actually, Soft and Quiet does have an ending where you at least have a little bit of, like, if they didn't end it with that last one scene, it would have been completely bleak, and I would have actually probably would have liked it more and have respected it more because it would.
Yeah, we're getting too close to giving it away.
Exactly, but so watch till the end. But I think they teased it a little bit too, like in there. But it is considered one of the more disturbing movies to come out in a while. I do think Speak No Evil, while not as realistic, is more disturbing because of the subject matter. But hate crimes being played out in real time is really fucked up, especially when you're just seeing these basic fucking bitches pulling this shit off. Anyway, so yeah, there's plenty of good stuff out there, everybody. Check it out.
All right, you want to hit web droppings?
Yeah, absolutely. About 20 minutes in. It's
perfect.
Actually. That's pretty good.
I don't know if you saw, but I subtracted the story already.
That's pretty good. No, 20 minutes is better than we usually do.
I know. All right, web droppings?
Web droppings!
Yeah, I didn't know if you were going to drop one in.
Goonin. Now, we haven't done web droppings.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
For a long time, yeah.
All right. So the first story comes out of Manchester, UK. David Lee was caught on CCTV masturbating with a wild bird between his legs.
Oh, I've heard about this one, yes. Was this like a gull or something like that? Like
it was a herring gull, which I'm guessing is a subspecies of seagull, because it looks like all the pictures on the story are seagulls.
Yeah, he raped an animal, essentially.
He forced an animal to watch him masturbate, from what I can tell.
He didn't put anything in his cloaca. So, yeah.
David Lee, 40, pleaded guilty to causing unnecessary suffering to the herring gull. An offense
unnecessary? That's relative.
And was it suffering? Maybe the herring gull liked it.
All relative. All right? Come on. Einstein said it.
It has been branded as one of the most unusual cases by magistrate's judge. CCTV footage played in court showed Mr. Lee of Roker Avenue, Sunderville, kneeling down an alleyway at around 1 a.m. with the animal, the herring gull, between his legs. He is seen pulling his pants off and appearing to masturbate with the bird close to his groin area while watching pornography on his phone before kicking the bird away and walking off.
So, I'm done with you. Get out. He's change on the counter.
You're a bad goonin, buddy. Every time you squawked, you got me closer to climax. I'm trying to drag it out.
You ruined my goon.
This is our UK accents, by the way.
You ruined my goon.
I'm gooning here.
I'm going in here.
Hey, what you doing? I'm gooning here.
So, I'm not going to look for this, but did you even check to see if any of this video has been leaked?
I did not want to see it.
Okay, I don't want to see it either. I'm fine if it has been, whatever. Have fun watching it, but you know what? I don't want to see a man masturbate with a gull between his legs. I never thought I'd say those words in a row.
No one ever did. There's more information about the video footage. At around 1 a.m., the defendant was seen chasing a gull down the road. The second piece of footage sees the defendant chasing the same bird down the road. And the third piece of footage, the defendant has a different bird in hand. It's a smaller bird. That's how they know it's different. Yeah. You see the defendant with the bird in his arms, and he goes a short space down the road. It is clear, this is a quote, "It is clear from the CCTV footage the defendant is masturbating. The defendant places the bird close to his groin and in between his legs. He goes back to his phone and continues the act." She continues. "He pulls his trousers up, gives a kick to the bird, picks up his phone, and starts to walk off." I don't understand. Is it like, hey, buddy, you want to see something different? Like, what's the mentality here?
I don't know.
Like,
we can't get in the heads of these people.
He chased multiple birds. It wasn't like, you need to see it.
Yeah.
I know you. Yeah. No, he wants any bird to see it.
Oh, no, yeah, of course. Yeah, he didn't like groom a bird and like he was, ready to fucking be like, oh, okay, now it's time for you to see the real thing.
Grooming? I can't fathom the thought process. Like, what is the kink?
It's good.
What is the thing?
It's good you can't, Scott. Actually, I'm glad.
I think it is healthy that I can't.
Neither of us can get inside this man's head. But hey, I'd say to each their own. But you're hurting animals here.
This is animal abuse, and I won't condone it. There's no upside to this. I mean,
if you can get a goal to consent, and the goal's all about it, and they want to beak your dick, then that's fine. I was gonna say
he didn't hurt it, but then again, he did kick it when he was done, which is the shittiest part.
Well, it also
I'm done masturbating. Like, football kicks, like punts, football kick.
Football kick. Yeah, we are sports people. Just punts it.
Just punts the bird when he's done.
Yeah,
probably covered in semen too.
Yeah, he may have come on the bird.
He probably came. I'm guessing he came on the bird.
Yeah. Because you know when a bird ruins your goon, you gotta fucking blast it right in the fucking beak.
They stopped doing the what was it? Chris Hansford, the To Catch a Predator.
Chris Hansen? Yeah,
Hansen. That's it. They stopped that because that one dude got caught, and when he went outside before the cops grabbed him, he shot himself in the head on camera. So that's why that show ended.
Well,
they had a death. So they were like, well, we probably should.
Wasn't it him being a pedophile that technically killed himself?
All of that, sure. But the thing that ended the show was he shot himself on camera outside of the house before the cops could tackle him. So they were like, wow, I guess we're done with this show. We can't really air murders or suicides.
I mean, they can air murders, but suicide's not too good.
Honestly, I think in 2023, they could totally be like, and then the suspect went outside and just play the audio of like, bam! Yeah. and be like, and that's one less pedophile. Hansen?
Back to you, Hansen. Just fucking sweat pouring. Yeah. I didn't sign up for this shit, man.
Like, you could probably, like, in the modern age, like, you know, to catch a gold predator. Yeah. Like, it's an animal. Like, he shoots himself.
You think?
It's still suicide. That wouldn't work. But I was going to say, like, you could maybe do an updated version in 2023, even if it doesn't involve animals, where even a suicide's more or less okay.
I think suicide, I mean,
actually, in 2023, the cops could unalive him on air, and they would probably film it, and then the cops would all get medals, which, in this case, okay. Yeah, I think this is the one time a cop kills someone where I'm okay with it.
There's the whole thing about, like, you know, there is a lot of there's a bigger stigma about suicide, but usually only for the people who don't want to talk about it and who are afraid of it. People who actually have suicidal thoughts and stuff would probably prefer people talk about it more, but the people who don't want to talk about it are the people who essentially talk about not talking about it, who are not the people talking about it. So those are the people who are saying, we shouldn't talk about it. We're not actually going to talk to anybody who suffers suicidal thoughts. Really what I hear when the people say that is like, I don't want to listen to it. So that's it.
I got it. We rebrand To Catch a Predator, and we combine...
Not just to catch a gold predator like your earlier...
No. We're going back to the OG. But
I do love Just to Catch a Gold Predator. And there's like
one dude ever.
I guess this didn't quite have the fucking reach that we thought it would.
It's just one failed pilot.
Yeah, well, this guy again. Anyway.
I'm thinking Impractical Jokers meets To Catch a Predator as the new content. That's our new show.
Like pretending to molest people, or
basically they have the hidden cameras everywhere.
Pretending to catch people molesting people. So somebody walks in, like somebody's just literally buying like beer for their girlfriend and walking into their own house, and Chris Hansen's there. Be like, hello, sir. Why don't you sit down? What the fuck is this? And just be like, you know,
the Impractical Joker guys are behind their little monitors with earpieces in, telling them what to say.
You know, your girlfriend's been 14 the whole time, right? What the fuck are you talking about? And then he goes out and shoots himself in the fucking head.
Yeah.
They're like, oh shit, cancel number 2. We should have stuck with To Catch a Gold Predator.
Yeah. Next week is like pizza delivery guy comes to a house. Do you know you're delivering your pizza to a minor? Well, I don't really look at who orders the pizzas. Are you gonna fuck that minor? Play it up in the earpiece. Yeah. Play it up. Get him to admit to something.
Oh, I see.
Like, it's comedy entrapment.
I see. It's a cheese pizza. You know what that means, boys? Get him. Yeah. You're like, I just work for Domino's.
And then the Impractical Joker guys like have like those spoof moments where it's like the still frame of the guy's face, like ah.
Yeah. And then a still frame of his brains coming out of his head when he fucking shoots himself in front of his own house. Yeah.
like we all might have found that funny, but he didn't.
Yeah. He didn't find anything because he killed himself.
That pizza was undercooked like a child. I'm considering adults cook children.
You have to explain that too.
Yes, I have to explain my joke, which are the best jokes.
For the sake of this joke, we consider adults cook children.
Yeah, every adult's just a child that cooked longer.
Exactly.
You don't eat undercooked adult. That's pedophilia.
Yeah, exactly. It's a ripe one.
Yeah, you eat a ripe child.
Yeah,
wait, that sounds horrible too.
A ripe child is just an adult.
That sounds.
Yeah,
it sounds adequate. accurate and horrible.
Yeah.
All at the exact same time.
Hey, I don't know. I like tiny green apples.
Oh, I thought I was meeting this girl at the bar. I was going to fuck her tonight. And then I looked at her and I wasn't sure. She didn't look ripe.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe I'll just bring her home, put her on the windowsill for a while.
Yeah, you like show your ID instead of an
you gonna fuck her? No, I was gonna fuck her. She's not ripe. I was gonna put her in the windowsill until she turned red.
Oh, she turned black. Gotta make her into a fucking rape pie. Anyway, it's bananas. Banana bread, banana pie. Whatever,
I was wondering where you're going with that.
Banana bread.
I was thinking
I think banana bread.
Like a green apple turning red.
I gotta make her into kid bread. I think is what it is. Because kid bread. That's also bad. But
breeding kids is bad. Kid bread is food.
Exactly. You overripe a banana, then it becomes essentially an elderly person, and then you're essentially making grandma. Oh yeah. Grandma
so
bread.
A kid's not a ripe adult, and an elderly person's an overly ripe adult.
Yeah, exactly. An elderly person's a black banana. A kid's a green banana, and the perfect yellow bananas. That's what you want to fuck. You want to fuck a yellow banana.
That's how you teach children in sex ed how not to be pedophiles when they're adults.
Fuck this white yellow banana.
Yeah. Bring out the banana. Bring out the yellow banana. Do the condom thing. Exactly. Show them how to put a condom on. Then also use the same banana and be like, "This is ripe.
Yeah.
This is fuckable."
I don't know. The green banana looks just as big as the other one.
And pretty firm.
Yeah. I do see.
And taut and sexy. Oh, we got a pedophile.
Yeah,
pedophile.
It actually looks way more firm. I think I could do more with that one. Yeah, well, that black banana's all shriveled and fucking shrinking and falling apart at the seams.
You ever try to mash an overripe banana up your own asshole?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Banana cream pie.
There you go.
We're done with that one.
All right. Next story. Spain bans dwarf bullfighting, which, number one, I didn't know was a thing.
I didn't know it was a thing, but also...
I thought maybe they were talking about clowns, rodeo clowns.
Right.
I thought maybe they were part of that entertainment where they have like the slow guy and the midget, dwarf, sorry.
Yep.
Do the little runaround thing and makeup and like be the comedies part. Or the distraction for the bull so it doesn't, gore someone who's maybe critically injured.
A full person.
Where they're trying to pull out them, on a stretcher. But the bull's like, oh, that stretcher's not red.
Yeah.
Wait, does red make them angry or happy?
I think angry. That's where you flag it and they run after you with red.
All right, so the red stretcher's put out by the the medics.
Oh,
not smart. Not smart.
Yeah. It's still not chasing the dwarf, the half person. Yeah. Because then you can throw out two dwarves and they equal one real person. So there's...
What I like about this is the dwarves are fighting back against it because they're like, this is legitimate employment.
Dude,
we don't find it demeaning, and we're happy to do this because we're part of the crew.
I wanted to bring this up because early on in our podcast, we covered dwarf tossing in Florida that was banned.
Early on.
And remember, the people who were against it, like the only people who tried to ban it were all these quote unquote allies who are like, they shouldn't, but they're like, essentially the dwarves were like, listen, until you can fix the system that prevents us from actually getting any other fucking real jobs, this is what we fucking have. So now you're taking this away without fixing anything to let us actually do anything else. So until you fix that,
people just want unemployed dwarves until all their storm drains are clogged.
Exactly. Yeah, so
they may not be hobbit homes, but they definitely are similar.
Oh yeah.
Storm drains are the 21st century version of a hobbit hovel.
I think so. Yeah.
Hovel, I say, not home, because it's not a great home.
No.
Yeah, you get like 4 dwarves in there that are homeless, and you get one big rain. Oh, there goes half of Seattle.
Hovel, sweet hovel.
Just fucking floods. Or where's a town in Spain?
Oh, Madrid.
Is that Spain?
I mean, that's a big one.
Yeah. Do you want half of Spain drowned? Do you want half of Madrid underwater?
Yeah.
I think they don't think these things through because these people, they found a niche in society where they could fit. And that's not a pun on their size. That's not a sizes thing.
Yeah.
They found a thing they can do.
Well,
there are a lot of jobs
so many of the rest
can't do.
Yeah, because so much of the rest of society doesn't will not employ them for other jobs. So they're like, listen, we have this one niche we can do. I was going to ask that about whether or not it was the exact same fucking thing we went through with.
It pretty much is.
With people that like, not a single dwarf asked for this shit to happen. But all these people are like, I'm an ally. I'm going to step up and I'm going to be the tall savior. And I'm going to fucking help these people out.
I hate to say
have you actually communicated with the fucking community to determine whether or not this is what they want. Because, again, if you want to say, hey, we're going to find you different jobs that you don't have to demean yourself, do that. But if you don't do that first, then you're just literally taking their job away.
Yep.
And then they're just an unemployed dwarf.
There you go, another reality show. Finding jobs for international dwarves.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I hiccuped. Dwarves who are now unemployed due to allyism backfiring.
Yes.
And you could either have it be a straight-up normal show where they find legit jobs and you see these amazing stories, or it's comedic where they're like, all right, fine, roofer, basketball player, like things they shouldn't be, stocking shelves in a grocery store.
Yeah, exactly.
Like things they can't do because of literal physical limitations.
Yes.
You could either go the sad and horrific comedy route of it, or you could do a very heartwarming thing where they find real jobs.
Yeah. Probably better to mix them up. You know, get a little cut through a little bit of that comedy, but ultimately make sure you show you have a heart and you actually care about these people versus caring about
those shows
how
about
you
dwarves always have
perceived.
some comedy built in, but it's scoped in the right way where it's not picking on them. But it's...
Well, I mean, the big thing is make sure the fucking showrunner and the writers are fucking dwarves. Because they have to be the one, actually, tailoring the narrative versus all these fucking tall-ass little, fucking people who are just like, I think I know what's best for other people, and I'm not going to actually even communicate with the community that I'm trying to help, and I'm just going to assume I know what's best because I am a tall savior.
This is just going to turn to a situation where one of these showrunners gets too much power, it all goes to their head, they molest one of their writing assistants, and then they get me-halved.
Me 1/2.
me 0.5.
Me 0.5.
Sorry.
Well,
I'm going to hell and I know it. I'm also atheist, so I pretty much feel safe in life.
That's fine. We're just going to rot in the ground, be eaten by worms. And also,
wait.
Guess what we're not doing? Taking jobs away from dwarves. We can say ridiculous shit like that as a point. If I was in a position of hiring
for any job within our company, I would not discriminate against someone of that stature because there's no reason to. Our company could accommodate.
Absolutely, yeah. Hey,
some companies couldn't. They would be like, well, meat packing. And maybe we'll get you a stool, but that's not in the budget. From now on, you have to meat pack blind. You just have to reach above the conveyor belt and feel for it.
I love the fact, too, that when they ask for one of those expensive stand-up desks, we just have to get them a regular old desk. It's great.
That's so much cheaper.
It is so much cheaper.
We need more. We need more dwarf developers and coders.
Yeah, sit at a fucking desk.
So
stand at a desk. Whatever.
Stand at a normal desk, and we'll save millions of dollars.
You make the exact same amount of money. We get you a tiny keyboard. But somehow with giant keys because your fingers are really fat. I was gonna say, I love you guys.
Their hands are usually normal size.
Yeah. I
mean, not long fingers.
Yeah, no. No, it's usually in the legs, a lot of that.
I guess there's different forms of it that come in, different shapes and sizes.
It is true,
different
yes.
folks.
Yes, but at the end of the day, there are plenty of jobs that do not require them to demean themselves. So I get people having an issue, be the only thing that you can do is demean yourself.
But it's looking out
for...
If
they don't have an alternative, then create the alternative first and then shift them over to that and then get rid of that.
These able-bodied, tall people are being the allies they never asked for.
Yeah, exactly. It's allies and communities that where they're not affected. They never actually talk to anybody who is impacted by it, and they decide to make all these fucking decisions for them. It's a bunch of white allies making decisions for black communities without actually ever talking to a black person and knowing them. Be like, I'm pretty sure I know what's best. We can't have a white savior movie, but I will literally try to be a white savior and actually negatively impact the community because I'm patting myself in the back because I don't actually care about the community. I just want to be perceived as if I care about the community, and I can tweet this. So fuck it. Yeah. So these people aren't actually the people who are actually doing this. Probably should maybe communicate with the people that you're taking the jobs from and fucking
I agree,
over and
100%.
making sure you have a job placement program. Job placement program. Replace it one for one, dollar for dollar, and we're good. All right.
Yep. Next story. What is a vampire straw? I had never heard of this term until I saw this story.
Like a fang. I don't know. Fangs.
It is literally a metal straw, just like any reusable drinking straw. We have some plastic and some bamboo ones at home. But this is made of metal, and the very end of it has a tapered point to it where it's cut at a 45-degree angle.
Oh, yeah, I know those, yeah.
So it looks like a plastic Capri straw.
Yeah, exactly.
Like where you stab the box.
Exactly, stab the box.
Because it has the edge, so you can stab.
Right.
Same idea,
A
but
stabby
metal.
straw. We can just call them stabby straws now.
The reason we're bringing this up is a man is arrested at Boston Logan International Airport for carrying a vampire straw in his carry-on luggage this past week. A vampire straw is a titanium straw specifically with a pointed edge that can be used for drinking thick shakes or smoothies, but also for self-defense and puncturing tires is the criminality part.
Well, exactly. Like they're like, oh, you could hurt somebody with this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's stabby. And if you puncture a tire, oh my god, what a great way to let air out of the tire.
I will say, like, a lot of things are stabby. I mean, keys are stabby, you know?
This person
I guess
said
not as stabby. That is pretty stabby, I guess.
This person said their straw was purchased from Zabo Inc. It sells them for $85 a piece.
What? Oh, so these are like because essentially they're like, oh, I carry this so I don't have to ever use a plastic straw or a paper straw.
Titanium.
Yeah, titanium. So you use this everywhere you go. You bring your own
It's a
straw.
life straw.
BYOS.
Yeah, we can either call it a vampire straw or a life straw, which are two very different names for the same thing.
Yes, exactly. But they mean exactly the same thing. They can both be used to murder.
The straw is illegal in Massachusetts, where it is considered an edged instrument like a stiletto or a dagger and can result in a fine or a prison sentence for having.
We were talking about some like gun control stuff earlier. We're both on like a certain side of the aisle. I will say occasionally liberal states go too far. Massachusetts is even more liberal than we are. Maybe we don't need to ban
Straws.
like pointy straws.
I mean, if they keep calling it a vampire straw, very easy to ban something called that.
That's true, yeah. But life straw? Nobody's banning life straw.
Need to start calling those AR-15s vampire AR-15s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a vampire AR-15.
What? Oh yeah. Like Satan's cock. Start calling AR-15 Satan's cock.
The sales would rise so fast.
Well, I would buy it, but
it would rise faster than Satan's actual cock.
Yeah, all those Christians who are like, well, I don't like Satan. I am okay with children getting murdered in schools, but for some reason I think I'm Christian. Anyway, we're not going to get too much in politics.
That's it. Like, get a job at the AR-15 factory where they smelt the metal together and melt into the molds.
Sure.
And be gay and put your own blood into the molds and let like 100,000 of those guns get manufactured and then come out knowing you're probably going to go to jail or something.
Oh, yeah, the LGBTQ AR-15, yeah.
Every AR-15 made in the last 5 years, gay as fuck.
Yeah.
My gay blood is in every single one of them.
That's
I
right,
ruined it for you and you're gone.
Yeah, dude, honestly, oh my God.
Because Lil Nas X had those blood Nikes and they were like, oh no.
Dude, okay, the biggest redneck beer on the planet, Bud Light, is completely boycotted. Literally just send one AR-15 to one trans person, Dylan Mulvaney, and just have them shoot it, be like, thanks!
My favorite gun.
Thanks, AR-15, I love this gun, with their face on the side of it. Fucking done.
This is the gun of the LGBTQ trans community.
Oh my God, with their face painted on it. Oh my God. Oh, that would work. It would work because they're so afraid of things they don't understand. They would totally just give up on things they love.
It's 1990 all over again when the Black Panthers were the result of the 1994 assault rifles ban done under Clinton.
Yes.
Exactly. Assault rifles were banned in 1994 because the Black Panthers were carrying them around in public, and they were like, "Oh no, we want guns for everyone, but not these people."
Yeah. Something about them. I don't know what it is. Something about them is a little different that I don't quite like.
We need to repeat history and have Transio walk down the streets carrying AR-15s, like militia style.
All these open carry states that have loosened all these laws.
And drag people.
Oh my God. In drag, holding gun. Oh my God.
Like a parade of AR-15 drag and trans people.
And Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God.
And then they hit social media talking about how much they love them and how much they sit at night and just like, they can get weird because the Christians don't care. They'd be like, I lick my AR-15. Yeah. God gave me this gun. And,
and just like call it the LGBTQ-15 instead.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Boom. Hey, more letters.
They find a legal loophole for a home mod because you can mod guns slightly at home.
No.
They find a legal loophole for a mod that's not being done currently, like an extra ammo stash on the back, like stock.
Yeah,
like a stock ammo cache, and they call that like their trans cache.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, any gun with this is the trans gun, and like or bump stock. Start calling it like the bump and fuck stock.
Oh, you can have a bayonet on it and be like, this gun identifies as a knife sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when she identifies as a knife, she wants to be called Franklin or whatever.
Spray paint them all pink and purple.
Fuck it, dude. It would, like, suddenly, if
Black Panther the shit out of this, if you will.
If we made the gun culture, like, equivalent with trans culture and LGBTQ culture, these fucking dipshits would absolutely abandon
Next time there's a MAGA protest, 200 trans people show up with pink and purple guns with like charms hanging off of them and stuff.
We'll get a bunch of black people there too, because they're still scared of them. Yeah, they haven't gotten rid of their old racism. They still love their old racism.
Make sure the numbers outnumber the other side by a lot. They're all heavily armed, but meaning every state law.
Yeah, but
those guns are legal as fuck, and so is the way they're carrying them and presenting them. No law is broken, so they can't get arrested.
But like Ron DeSantis then would suddenly find it like a reason to say like, now what we have to do is prohibit these people from owning guns, and it would be totally fine, and it would get through. And Montana would do it, and fucking all these other shitty states.
I'm just saying that there might be something there. Black Panther suffered because of this, but maybe the trans community could learn something from this.
I would say let's.
That's our new content. Upheave the entire complete political uprising.
Yeah. Hundreds of thousands of people were killed from a stupid podcast idea. I just thought it was pretty good. We were talking about vampire straws. I don't know how that happened. We created an uprising, but anyway.
By the way, I did use ChatGPT 4.0 to search the entire United States up to the level of data it has based on the year it's up to. For other states where vampire straws are illegal, since Massachusetts is one of them.
Yeah.
There is no definitive list, it told me, on the entire internet of all the states that have it. You would have to literally dig state by state yourself.
Because my guess is some would literally not call them vampire straws. They're probably like any sharp object 7 inches long that are made out of a metal that's not this, and this, all that legally
gets to hide it. Oh, they think I can't kill someone with my hippie bamboo straw if I just shave the end down a little?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I can fuck this bitch up with a paper straw.
I mean, you could when it's not wet.
Yeah.
God, paper.
Oh, goddamn it, a hard rain. I'm going to have to fucking rethink my assassination plot.
Paper straws suck so fucking much. And
first of all, I can't stand the feeling on my lips. I can't stand the feeling on my lips.
And I also think
I will jam 100 giant smoothie straws up turtles' noses and watch them die in front of me before I suck on one fucking paper straw. Fucking paper straw.
I think they were made by corporate culture to sell new products to more people. I think it's just a money grab.
They were made by the plastics industry. Be like, hey, look how shitty these are.
Yeah.
And they're like,
and they made them shitty on purpose.
And guess what? I miss plastic.
Yeah, they made them shitty on purpose.
What I do is I just take the lid off and I drink it like a fucking human being. But I'm just like, I don't need a straw. I'm not a fucking 4-year-old. But if you do, maybe you bring your own titanium straw. I could do a metal straw. Metal straws are good.
Paper straw works great for maybe the first minute of drinking.
Not even
shit.
I can't stand the texture. I can't stand the texture. It freaks me out. I can't do it.
Then it's complete shit. Yeah. Sorry, that's our little.
Yeah. Anyway, next story. Probably the last story, I think.
Last story you have the show. Court upholds after-school Satan club, and this is out of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Pennsylvania. At least it's like purplish state, But so
Satan, vampire straws, Pennsylvania. A federal judge ruled that a school district in Pennsylvania must allow students to convene at an after-school Satan club.
Because
it's equal rights under religion.
If you allow Christians to do it, you have to allow, unless you're in a state that just doesn't give a shit about the actual law, where they're like, no.
10 Commandments in schools.
Exactly, 10 Commandments in schools, but not this. Because they're like, there are clearly, the problem is, it's only considered unconstitutional if it goes to the courts and then gets ruled as such. When we have a political court, again, we're getting way more political than we usually do on the show. But when you have a completely political Supreme Court, state or national, federal, it completely breaks down. Suddenly, we can just interpret that in our fucking Christian nationalist way. So now we have Christian nationalist states and not Christian nationalist states.
I'll throw you some new content to get this away from political.
Yeah.
You do a hidden reality show once again. Impractical Jokers, you guys are more than welcome to steal any of my ideas. You do after-school programs, and you kind of keep it vague, nature time.
Yeah.
But you give them very clearly Satanistic stuff about nature, which based on the way this group works, they're more atheist
Well, I
than
was gonna
anything.
say, like,
they don't believe in Satan.
And the good thing about that
They
is
don't believe in
like,
God or Satan.
you could just give them pagan stuff, which is very nature driven.
That's what I was thinking.
And people will see that as Satan,
I was
like
thinking,
satanic. Yeah.
Tell them it's like a nature program, but you give them like good ideals on paganism and taking care of the environment.
Wiccan, which is also, as far as they're concerned, satanic. Like taking care of the environment and not fucking.
I guess
killing
they did
climate.
get political because that's what they're doing. They're doing secret programs in schools and they're trying to trick kids into learning about Jesus. Yeah. Basically, you do the reverse, but you teach them about good stuff, not Jesus. You teach them about taking care of the environment. Jesus is teaching. Shepherd of the earth.
If you actually taught them real Jesus' philosophies, you would be fine.
Oh,
the problem is
I want to
don't
sneak
teach
into Texas
Jesus,
and teach kids real religion.
Yeah, real Jesus.
They go home and
Jesus.
be like, "What is this socialist propaganda?"
Yeah.
Be like,
let's see, Luke 22:7 or whatever. Just like, okay,
yeah,
like, literally something Jesus fucking said. Like, care about people.
Infiltrate like those after school religious programs and teach them real Jesus shit, like the stuff that we joke about, but at the same time is the best part of the Bible.
Well, yeah,
like where he loves everyone.
They call it, like the Jefferson Bible. Thomas Jefferson at one point took the Bible, and
wrote his own Bible.
And he took the New Testament.
He was drunk as fuck.
He essentially did. He took out what he considered the positive philosophies of Jesus and it was about 40 pages long. And he made like a positive philosophy Jesus Bible, which is like, hey, here's the good philosophies of what Jesus said. Because also Jesus, there's some other shit that got misinterpreted.
And then back then they're like, look at Jefferson, ye old cuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they stoned him to death. I think that's history, right?
Yeah, and then they had a mass shooting with a
mass rocking.
They had a mass shooting with a muzzleloader that killed one person after 2 weeks.
That needs. I mean, if SNL had any balls in 2023, any at all, because they're neutered as fuck. Their news segment, the news segment's funny.
The roughest they can get is during Weekend Update, and that's it.
That's it. The news is rough. The rest is so sanitized. Yeah. I want them to literally do a skit where it's a bunch of people at a food mart, not a mall.
Yeah, they need to go back to the punk days.
And then they have a guy
counterculture punk days.
Yeah, then they literally have a guy come in with a musket. Shoot someone like, oh my god, he shot him, and he's like, hold on, and like they wait for it too, the full length of time, a full minute of him, and then he does it again, and then he goes a full minute.
It bounces off of him too, like, okay, hold on.
Where's a good guy with a musket?
I'm a good guy with a musket. Hold on. It's just two guys jacking muskets together. Just like, hold on a second.
And then someone from the local militia comes and shoots the good guy with the musket. But then he sees the other guy. It's like, that was the guy killing people. And he has to sit there.
I don't know which one's the good guy with the musket and which one's the bad guy with a musket. Hold on. But the time he's like 10 people, including the entire cop force, just pumping muskets.
It's like a 7-minute skit where most of it is people pumping muskets.
And everybody from the mall is standing around watching. Nobody's running.
They could leave.
Nobody's running a camera.
They can hide.
I want to see how this pans out. I mean, if I get shot, I'll just dust it off.
Yeah, statistically, this won't kill us, it's close. And there's like 9 of us in one shot.
The only reason it killed people back in the day is because they didn't know how to, they couldn't take the bullets out right, or the shot out.
Died from infection.
Exactly. But now, it's so powerful, it goes through you. And you're like, oh, you can live. Or if it goes in you, you just go to the doctor to take it out. And you're fine.
The front of you looks like
the fucking wounds are fine. You're like, it's barely a fucking scratch. You die a week later from a mass shooting.
An AR-15, the front of you maybe looks like, I don't know, like a small hole's missing.
Yeah.
The back of you looks like someone threw spaghetti at the wall.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. So
oh man, am I hungry?
There's an exit wound. Yeah. But then they can patch you up and be like, well, you're fine. I mean, probably not with an AR-15.
But if SNL had the balls, they would do a shooting skit. Dude, they would use muskets as the Second Amendment.
No, the musket, that musket sketch, just pumping muskets or whatever it's called.
Most of it's pumping muskets. You need Bobby Moynihan in there. You couldn't do it with the modern cast because they mostly suck.
Yeah, okay.
You would need like a Bobby Moynihan, a Bill Hader.
I think that now, but I also look back on when I was I've thought that casts have been not as sharp for a while, and then I look back and I'm like, oh wait, no, that cast is amazing. So we were talking about I watched the 2-part Laser Cats compilation the other day, and I was like, all of these people were in the season at the same time. Like, and some things though, like
we didn't realize how good it was at the time.
But I loved
laugh more
Bill
then.
Hader at the time. I loved Sudeikis at the time. But like, I hated Fred Armisen at the time. I was like, if he was on, I didn't want to watch him. I never liked Seth Meyers. I still actually don't like him on his own show. But I realized he was one of the best writers. Like he is an amazing writer. Like he's essentially one of the big driving forces behind the documentary Now. Like his writing is amazing. I don't like him as a front man, but like I was like, oh, okay, so all these people I didn't really respect now I have a new respect for him. So I go back and I see Fred Armisen in some of these old sketches, and I'm like, oh, I watched the it was like Sopranos High or something like that recently, and it was just it was one I'd never seen. It was like, so it had like Bill Hader play, like, so it was essentially them just taking it was from some show I'd never seen before, like a parody of that, but taking Sopranos and putting it in that. So essentially Sopranos in the 80s in high school, even though the math does not add up. So it's like Big Pussy and Silvio and Tony and
I never saw that.
And everybody in there. It was Bobby Moynihan as Tony Soprano. So
one of
like
my favorite,
totally watch it. Yeah.
Favorite cast members of the show.
One of the biggest but most underrated cast members, even though he's known, but like he is up there with Bill Hader in my opinion.
Mr. Mayor, which has been canceled, I believe, went for 2 seasons, and Bobby Moynihan in both seasons has all the best episodes.
Absolutely,
he is amazing.
yeah.
His murder mystery party
he was the best part of that.
Was
absolute
hilarious.
Best part of that show. Absolutely, I was so happy to see him in that. I want to see him in more stuff. He is such an underrated actor, such an underrated.
He needs to be a lead.
Force.
He needs to be a lead in a show.
Dude, every episode, like
he steals the show.
There's like him and not Pat. Who am I thinking of? But well, it doesn't matter. Like he's one of the on Comedy Bang Bang. Especially the show when you see every time he's on there, he fucking nails it. He's so funny. He can play so many characters. Him playing Tony Soprano was absolutely amazing. He played it perfectly, but also it's Tony Soprano as a high school student, so he's just like beating his fucking math teacher with a textbook. Shit, it's so good. Anyway. And I realized I had seen that cat sketch you were talking about. I watched it the other day. The cat in space, the cat in Mars, or whatever.
Oh, you finally watched that?
Yeah. I realized I'd seen it. I was like,
did you bring a cat in space?
I forgot
it's
about
my
it.
kitty.
It's my kitty. yeah. And the rest is like the alien. You're like, whatever you say, Maldez or whatever. And it's
they're basically doing aliens.
Yeah, well, that's my kitty. I miss my kitty. I don't miss my kitty. I brought it with me. Oh no! Anyway, if you guys haven't seen the Bobby Moynihan
kid likes to look at the stars.
Yeah, he's chasing the little star. Yeah,
he's trying to catch them.
Yeah. Oh my god, there's an adorable kitty in there. Too. But check out any Bobby Moynihan stuff. Absolutely amazing. So.
And on that note, make sure you get your gooning in for the weekend.
Goon, hey, goon until you can't goon no more.
Goon away and get gooned.
Goon.